Hey everybody, it's the OMAD Dad. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, a channel that's dedicated to living the OMAD lifestyle or eating just one meal a day. Finally cool enough up here in New England for me to break out the hoodies today. So this is my little thinking cap that I'm going to use to address a viewer question that came in today that inspired this post. It's from Mila, hope I'm saying that right. I really want to do OMAD, but I've read many conflicting studies, and one article said that it causes pancreatic damage in the long term, so that really scared me. Is OMAD safe in the long term? You know, before I started doing OMAD, I tried several different diet schemes in order to try and lose weight, just like every person in this country does, or around the world, really. First, there was the paleo diet. I worked with somebody who had really good results with that and seemed to lose weight quite quickly. And so I thought I'd give it a try. And after researching the diet, you see a lot of these studies that seem to promote it and talk about all of its health benefits. And then you do a little bit more research and you get people that debunk it and debate the paleo diet. Ultimately, it didn't work for me, so I went on to something else. Then there was the low-carb diet, the Atkins diet that I tried. And if you read the Atkins book, there are plenty of studies that they cite regarding the benefits of a low-carb, high-fat diet. You know, Jason Fung, Gary Taubes, Paul Saladino. I mean, the list is endless about the number of people who will promote a low-carb diet. And yet, if you keep doing some research and you look around, you'll also see quite a few studies that debate and debunk the validity of a low-carb diet. A lot of these people tend to fall into the vegan camp, but there's a lot of debate about that. There's a lot of studies out there that talk about individual food items. Like, for example, you'll always see these articles that pop up in the news about today coffee is great for you, and then next thing you know, the next article talks about how bad coffee is and can even cause cancer. Well, another good example are eggs. 1 week, eggs are great source of fat and protein, and then the next week, oh my God, don't eat eggs. They're going to raise your cholesterol. They're going to kill you. Eggs are horrible. There are studies out there, and I've read, especially if you look up there, several books that I've read about that included studies of eating 5 to 6 small meals throughout the day, and how that's a far superior way of eating. And yet there are books that have studies that debate and debunk that too, about how you need to eat within a small eating window, or even something like what we do on this channel, which is eating 1 meal a day. What's the point I'm trying to make with this? The point I'm trying to make is that if you're playing the studies game, then you're going to be left with nothing to go with. It's like you can't eat this food, you can't eat that food, you can't have this many meals a day or this few meals a day. This diet has its positive and negatives. This diet has its positive and negatives. You just keep going around in this endless loop. And ultimately, what does it do? It gets you nowhere. The best thing to do is to find something that you are able to stick with for the long term and do that. I'm not familiar with whatever article or whatever study you're citing as far as it causing pancreatic damage. I can speak from my personal experience now as I'm entering my 3rd year of eating 1 meal a day, and I can tell you that my health numbers are awesome. I have a physical coming up very soon, and I'm going to share the results with you again on this channel. I've done it once before, and I'd like to do it again just so everybody can see my personal experience, my hard data from my own life. But even so, there are people who've been doing OMAD far longer than I have. I mean, Joe from the OMAD Revolution channel has been doing OMAD and eating this way now for probably 7 or 8 years. Every so often I come into contact with people who said they've been doing it for even longer than that. The point is if you're going to just use these studies that come out is a way of judging how you're going to eat and when you're going to eat and what you're going to eat, you're really not going to get anywhere. My advice to you would be to put the studies down and try OMAD out and see how it works for your lifestyle. Yes, there are plenty of ways to lose weight. This isn't the only one, but the reason I'm doing this and I'm on this channel is because I'm singing the praises of eating one meal a day and how well it has worked for me in managing my weight and managing to, improve all of my other health marker numbers. What you're doing is what they call putting the cart in front of the horse. You haven't started it at all, and you're worried about, well, what's going to happen if I do this for 10 or 15 years? If you're really that concerned about it, what you could do is use OMAD as a way to get into your goal weight range and then go back to eating 2 or 3 meals a day or whatever you were doing beforehand. I can pretty much guarantee you, though, if you're getting used to eating 1 meal a day and you're enjoying the benefits of it, and you lose the weight and you hit your goals, I almost guarantee you that when you go back to eating 3 meals a day, if that's what you choose, that you're going to end up feeling like crap. Because many people who end up having splurge days and or end up leaving OMAD, leaving intermittent fasting and going back to eating the regular schedule, they notice that they don't quite feel as well as they did when they were. I can tell you that that's the reason I have no reason for leaving OMAD ever, and that's why I've chosen to do it for the long term. Again, my personal experience on this channel, totally anecdotal. If you're looking for me to pull out some sort of scientific study, then you're barking up the wrong tree and you're on the wrong channel. It's really a personal decision for yourself that you have to make whether you want to do this or not. But I can tell you from the people that watch this channel, the people I've come in contact with who've been doing this for years, it only adds to your benefits in life. That being said, your personal experience might be a little bit different. It's hard to get that crystal ball and look into the future. But you have to start somewhere and you have to do something. So if you take all of these scientific studies into account, you're left with no options. And so that's why I threw the scientific studies out. That's why I stopped reading all of that garbage in the articles and let the quote unquote experts debate amongst themselves, let them argue amongst themselves. And my attitude is I want to get down to the actual business of weight management, losing weight, staying in my weight range, lowering my inflammation levels, getting all of the longevity benefits of increased autophagy, etc., etc. All of the benefits that we've talked about on this channel. So Mila, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I hope this answers your question. I hope that you give OMAD a chance. If you don't, then that's your choice. But if it's up to me, in my opinion, never mind the studies, throw the studies out and start doing something. So in closing, I would have to say, put down the studies and get down to the business of weight management, losing weight, or whatever your particular goals are. Hopefully they'll be with OMAD, but if they're not, then there are many different other methods for losing weight out there that may be more appropriate for your lifestyle. But that is it for me for today, folks. I'll be back again very shortly. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Have a great day, a great week, a very happy OMAD, and be well.